Okay, so in this video, we will talk about units in CSS. So we've already gone through the box model. You realize that a lot of the values are numerical and they come with units. So these units define, gives a measurement to what the numerical value means. And we'll be going through the most common ones. There are a lot others, but these are the most common ones that we need. So in this video, we'll focus mainly on this element with the class box, and we'll use this specific CSS entry to show the usage of the units. So the most basic and the most common one you have seen all the time is pixel. Pixel literally means the number of pixels on the screen. So 500 by 500, this means that the box will be 500 pixels by 500 pixels. So what this means is that if my screen, so for example this is my screen, is less than 500 pixels, you'll see that I will have to scroll horizontally because it's actually 500 pixels long. Okay. Similarly, if no matter how I change my screen, right, no matter how I change it this way, or I reduce the height, it will always be 500 pixels. The only way to make it bigger is by zooming in. Zooming in will scale to the multiply by the zoom factor. So basically, this will become 1000 pixels because it's zoomed in 200%. Okay, so let's go back to 100%. Okay, then the next one we want to talk about is percentage. So simple example is 20% and 20%. Okay, so now what this means is that the size of the box is 20% of the parent's width, and the height of is 20% of the parent's height. This means that if I were to change the parent's width, the width will also change. So you see, if I scale this up, the width becomes longer and longer. This is because the width of the browser increase, the width of the box increase, because it is proportional it's 20% of it. Okay, similarly, if I were to change the height, you can see that the height also changes because it's 20%. Okay, so the good thing about this is it becomes slightly responsive. It means that it disregards the size of the screen. For small screens, it will still look the same horizontally and vertically. But a bad disadvantage of this is I can't make squares. In other words, if I want to make this as a square, it doesn't work because it depends on the width and the height, right? Right. So the next that's what brings us to the next the next unit, which is viewport. So viewport, there's VH and VW. Viewport means the current view. That means the current view. So it's kind of like percent, but you talk about percent of a specific thing. So VW means viewport of the width. So view width, we call it usually. So this means it's 20% of the width. So this way, we can say that we want the box to be both the height and the width to be 20% of the view width. In other words, it will always be 20% of the width. So as you can tell, right now it becomes a box. Even if I change the height, the box size doesn't change. But if I change the width, the box size changes accordingly. So because this is dependent on width and no longer dependent on height. Similarly, we can change it to view height, and you'll be able to see that if I change the width, it doesn't change. But if I change the height, it changes. This is one of the most important technique in making responsive websites, because one of the most common techniques used to make responsive website is to describe the browser as provide two types of styling. One is when the width is larger than the height, and one is when the height is larger than the width. So basically landscape and portrait mode, if you will. Okay, so if it's in landscape mode, you write in view width, and if it's in portrait mode, you write in view height. And then like this, your website would look usable across most platforms. But that's not the only technique that's used. So this is one of the important techniques you can use, and one of the more important units that you want to consider. So okay, that's it. So the next important unit I want to introduce is EM. Okay, so we call it M. Okay, so this is basically the ratio to the font inside it. Okay, so right now the font is 20 pixels. So it will become it will scale linearly to this. So basically, if I increase the font size, the 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 box will increase. So basically this will be 40 times 20, which is 800 pixels. So basically this is very useful because certain people sometimes, for example, you want to convert to mobile friendly, right? In mobile mode, you will make the font size bigger. So in that sense, in that sense, your boxes should scale as much as your font size scale. So this will pack everything to the crux of the document, which is the text you're going to show people. So this is another powerful unit that is commonly used. This will also make it not dependent on width or height, so you will always have your square. Okay, so that's the end of the units. There's a lot of other units you can go read out it, but mainly this is the units that I use most of the time. Okay,